Hi, Danika Watson, nurse practitioner, coming to you today to continue our education about well checks and what goes on during those. This is a disclaimer. This is not medical advice, recommendations, or a diagnosis. This does not take the place of a well child check or a sick visit. If you have any questions, please reach out to your healthcare provider or your pediatrician. So as we've discussed earlier in the week, why well child checks are important, I want to capitalize on some things that we do at your child's 9-month and 2-year well check. And that is we send them to the lab, or send you and your child to the lab to get their blood drawn. This is important because we are checking for 2 different things. First off, we check for their blood levels, right? So to make sure they're not anemic, and amongst other things, and we check their blood levels. The reason for this at 9 months is because your baby has been in the world for 9 months. They've been breastfed or they've been on formula. And so we really need to make sure they are getting the nutrition that they need and they are absorbing all the nutrients that they need to keep them healthy. So we're looking for anemia. We're looking for some of those zebras, the weird diagnosis like rickets, etc. So it's very important that this happens. This will also determine development down the road. If your baby is not absorbing the nutrients, then obviously the milestones and developmentally they can become delayed. Lead is important at this age because everybody at 9 months, our baby is starting to put things in their mouth. Like everything is in their mouth. They're teething like crazy. They may already have some teeth, but still they're learning how to make this motion. And so therefore everything goes in their mouth, and we need to make sure that their lead levels are within normal range. Again, at 2 years, we'll repeat these tests. So they've been off of formula, or they may still be getting breast food, but they're getting more table food and starting to be little adults, so to speak. So we need to make sure, again, that they are getting the nutrition that they need. So we draw their blood at 2 to check for anemia and lead again. Sometimes at 2, we are exploring more. We're on the go. They're more mobile. They're getting into things, and you may not realize everything that's going into their mouth or everything that they are ingesting, coming into contact with, and therefore we do need to check for those lead levels again. I will say that sometimes lead doesn't have to be them chewing on their crib or you having your baseboards with lead-based paint. Lead can be found in your soil, and then just simply mom and dad walking outside and walking in the house with their shoes on, baby crawling around on the floor, hand in their mouth, they're getting exposed to lead. There are many different ways that they can do that isn't just them like chewing on the crib or eating paint chips, as a lot of people think. Something else that to keep in mind is if you're in an older home, especially those with the front porches that are painted, a lot of times those are lead-based paint. And so, like I said, just you walking on them or the baby crawling around outside on it, and then, eating their mac and cheese with their hands can cause them to ingest lead. So I just hope that this broadens your education on why we do it. We're not doing it to be mean. But it's really needed, and the information that it gives us is very important. I do want to capitalize on, babies at 9 months and even 2 years, they don't quite understand what a poke is. They don't understand what drawing your blood is. So parents, don't promise them they're not going to get these things before you come to your well check. It's basically filling your heart with false information, right? Because they don't quite understand what's going on, and so you just feel like you're a letdown or you're lying to them, but it's really for your own heart that you're even telling them they're not going to get these things, because they don't quite understand that. So let us be the bad guys. Let us break the news to them, and I promise within 24 hours they're going to forget it even happened, but it's very much needed. And I hope this broadens your education, and so gives you the reason and the why behind why we do it.